Greetings, I'm Barrett and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing of Dungeons of Infinity. This is Deluxe Edition. It's like the 2.0 material that is just coming out, and it also comes with the expansion Kingdom Cost. This is a 1 to 5 player dungeon crawler. Now this can be played either solo, co-op, competitive, and you can either play through a 30-page or 30-mission challenging dungeon campaign, or of course there's also a way to play one-offs. There's about 12 of them inside of this core box alone, and there's going to be even more when it comes to the expansion as well. And if you wanted to, you can even combine like 3 of these scenarios together, kind of make a mini campaign. So there's so many different ways to play this particular dungeon crawler. I'm excited to dig in and show you everything inside the deluxe box. And of course, we also have the expansion as well, which will rock another 18 dungeon campaign that kind of is a continuation from the core game. There's also a few more standalone scenarios inside of this, and a new set of mechanics called enchantment cards, which we'll dig into and take a look at. There's a few more settings that you're going to be playing in as well inside of this, inside of the expansion. And it wouldn't be an all-in unboxing, because that's what this pledge is, an absolute everything all-in bundle without having some awesome dice that go along with it, some metal coins, and even 2 extra playable characters from the newest game that will be coming out from Sky Kingdom Games called the Stonebound Saga. If you're interested in that, please go take a look at it. I'll try to put a link to the description of it in the video here so you can take a look at that. But there's a couple characters from that game that are going to be found inside the Dungeons of Infinity. Now, of course, I do want to give a big thanks to Sky Kingdom Games. They did send this to me. This is not my actual pledge. This is their copy, a pledge that they have sent to me to be able to unbox and show everybody. So let's dig in, and if you're excited to see Dungeons of Infinity, the Deluxe Edition, the expansion, and all the glorious things that go along with it, then I need you to meet me at the table. Before we dig into the game, I do want to mention this is for, like I said, 1 to 5 players. On top of that, it takes about an hour to 2 hours, probably depending on player count and the mission you're doing, and it's for ages 12 and up. And if you're interested in seeing a playthrough of the 1.0 material, I did a playthrough on Meet Me at the Table, and Colin also did a playthrough over on the One Stop Co-op Shop. You can check those out. Again, I'll try to remember to put a link in the description of the video, but I'm usually not the greatest at remembering to do that. So we're going to unbox this and see what is inside. It comes with our punch boards. They're all set and ready to go. We will dig through each one of these and go over everything there. It has our rule book. This rule book is going to probably be completely redone from the ground up based on the feedback and everything from the 1.0 material. Let's see how many pages it is. It's about 50 pages. It does have a nice index, and it looks like it has maybe a little bit of a glossary here that can kind of help you. It has an appendix here with hero special abilities. That's pretty sweet. And of course, it'll go through probably everything we'll ever need to know about this game. So we'll set that aside. We also have a round structure page, which will help show everything you have to do, and I guess all the different things you can do. And the thing I'm really excited about is, look at this. It talks about where they are found in the pages here. So if you had advanced action, we had to do sneak 2. We could find that in between 17 and 21. I'll kind of explain a little bit about how all those are. Also, it gives us an iconography chart. So this will be very, very good to have sitting next to you while you're just learning how to play the game. And then look at this massive book. This is the campaign book that we're going to be going through. There is so many pages. It looks like a 175-page book. Now, this is also found on Foreteller, I believe. You can check out Foreteller. They have probably narrated this entire thing for you. And if you haven't heard Foreteller before, please go check it out. They are fantastic. They've done a ton of work in the board game industry, also in the role-playing game industry as well. Please go check out their website. It is phenomenal. This is going to start from the beginning here, and we're going to go through the entire thing. And of course, the very beginning of the campaign book has all of the hero backgrounds, so you know where your character is coming from. If you're trying to make a decision on whether you want to play this one or this one, you can read the background and kind of decide what really stands out to you as something that really excites you to play. There are so many different characters in this game. You can take a look at all these here. Now, of course, we do have our scenarios. Here's our coin quest. I believe it's going to be one of the first ones we play, so I don't mind showing you this. It shows you some goals during the competitive and cooperative version of the game. It has special rules. It shows you exactly kind of how to set everything up, and it gives you the length of time for each of these missions to give or take, of course. We'll put that aside and we'll dig into the rest of this. But before we do, let's quickly look at our tiles here. The different tokens you're seeing, these are noise tokens. They're going to, the more noise you have, the more alerted the Lord is in the boss Lord in this, and it's Bad News City. Now, right here, we have cave-in tokens. We also have wall tokens. Now, cave-in tokens, you can kind of dig through with your pickaxe. These are wall tokens, you really can't break through them, from what I understand. Here are some door tokens. We have a key for it, or you might not break through the thing. These are all double-sided as well. These are health tokens. These are confused, and another status here, I'll have to, that's not off the top of my head. The other two tokens we see are going to be our, these are going to be helping, or actually hindering our defense right down here. We have defense 1 and 2 on the back. This is going to remove some of our action points, and this is going to remove some of our strength, if I'm remembering right. Now, of course, it has been a while, strength or power. It's been a while since I've played this, so again, bear with me. I've been kind of waiting for the 2.0 material. Now, this is super cool. So at the beginning of the game, you're going to have a merchant sitting at the entrance of your dungeon, and you're going to be able to buy things from a merchant for free. It does no actions at the beginning, but whenever you go back, it's going to cost you a couple actions to do something. But maybe he doesn't have something you want, so you can actually tell him to go out and try to find something, or send a runner to get it. And you're going to use these particular tokens to count down. And when it gets to the final thing, that means the item you're interested in has come back, and you can go to that merchant again and try to buy it. So like I said, these are all double-sided, so you can put these on the card you're interested in getting, and just keep flipping it until, based on time, until you get that particular item you want. Next, the tokens we have are going to be all of our different reference tokens right down here, A through M. I believe you match them up with certain things so you know where they are in the dungeon. These are your turn order tokens. These are actually going to be hazard tokens. As you go through the dungeon, something might happen. Maybe it could get flooded. A chasm could appear, or even it could start on fire. You can maybe get some lava to appear. These are going to be your health tokens here. I believe there's a character that has to do with ice, and she's able to, or he is able to put down ice path tokens. Now up here, these are the cool things. These are going to be all of our different risk tokens. Going through the dungeon, you're going to be placing these down, and you can check out these tokens, and when you do, you're going to flip over a card that's associated with these particular tokens and deal with it. Now, of course, those are risk cards, I think is what they call them. But these are the different tokens for finding out what is going to be in those different areas of the dungeon. These right here are going to be our Dungeon Lord events that we're going to be drawing. And on the back, again, double-sided. I don't think these actually matter in the double-sidedness. I think they're pretty much the same all the way around. Yes, they are. Yep, 100%. Okay, these are 100% equal on both sides. We have coins, normal silver and gold coins, 1s and 5s. Now, of course, we won't be using those because we do have the neat metal coins that were part of the all-in Kickstarter pledge. If I can get them out, here are the gold coins, and I'm probably just going to I'll show you the gold and silver ones. These are the gold coins. They are super heavy and awesome weight. I love having nice, cool metal coins for us when we play. They reflect nicely, as you can tell. It looks like there are a king on one side, a king on, oh, so there's the same coin on both sides. They are equally sided. That's awesome. And the silver ones are going to be very similar, equally sided on both sides. Let's take those out and take a look at them really quick. I'll throw the gold ones right back in and on top of the board. Why not? Let's see what these are going to look like. I'm sure very similar to those. And these, of course, are one each, and the other ones are 5 each. And these will be what you use to buy things from the merchant as he brings them to you. So we'll put all these coins back in this awesome bag here and continue on. Next thing we have is our threat meter. This is pretty unique. What this does is as you make noise or interact with certain cards or have abilities, are going to pretty much alert the Lord of the dungeon. And as it gets up here, that's when we're going to start drawing some of our Lord event cards. But it does matter, depending on how many characters you have in your party, you're going to start at different levels of this. And there are things that are going to move it up and things that could potentially move it back down. So it's going to kind of snake its way all the way to the top until you hit the top, and then boom, boom, boom. Now you got to deal with the Lord's threats cards, which are usually not the greatest. Usually pretty bad. So it does give you some ideas of how to raise the particular levels of this dungeon. It has them right down here. Plus there's going to be other ones based on cards and abilities of our characters that are going to change that and make this go up and down. The last set of punch boards are going to be all of the different rooms that you see, going from 1 all the way down to 25. Now, when you build out your dungeon, these are all going to be mystery. You're not going to know what is going to be coming up to you as you move through this dungeon. So all of them are the same on the other side. The interesting thing about how this works is you're going to take one of these cards here. These are going to be told by the dungeon which one to use. There's a hard mode and a standard mode on this. And as you travel through the dungeon, based on what particular room you go into, say you're in room 22, 22, you would look on here, and number 22 is a missed, what do you call them? A missed challenge that you have to do, or risk. Challenge, risk, same thing. Which then you're going to put that token down on that map and that, or that area, and you would have to then resolve a card if you want to for a risk card to see what happens there. And like I said, each one of these is a little bit different. So for 20 to 25 here, it's a body, but over here, it's going to be 7 through 12 is going to be the body that you're going to find. On top of that, not only do we have 25 unique different tiles here that you're going to find awesome things in, we also have these standard tiles as well. For example, here is the party starting tile. Notice you can see that little merchant down here that's hanging out. There's some teleportation tiles. This one, I'm not actually even sure what that one is. We'll see how that goes. I'm sure it's used for specific scenarios. This one up here can heal your characters. This one can give you different, this is like an armory, so there's going to be items and stuff inside this room. And this one you can train in the dungeon and help level up your characters. So there's a lot of cool things going on here. And these are like, oh, this is like one of the coolest things, being able to not know what is in this dungeon as you go, and uncovering these tiles and these different risks as you go. So those are all the tiles that are in all the punch boards that we have for this game. Let's go back to the box. This game does come with acrylic standees, so we'll quickly take a look at a few of the acrylic standees. Now I apologize, I'm not going to know every person or everything in these acrylic standees, but I believe most of these are going to be, well, these all are going to be our monsters, and our heroes are probably found in here as well. But here are some of the cool looking guys. Here I'm sure is one of our heroes. We'll have to take a look as we go through it. They're all going to be found on these things here. I'm sure that is not a hero. I'm sure that's not a hero. We'll have to deal with this guy. I'm sure this guy's not a hero either. So there are a whole bunch of hero tokens in here. And of course, oh, here's one of the heroes. I know it because he's right there. So there's some cool acrylic standees that go along with this. Here are the bases for those standees. This is something you don't feed your dog or kids. And then we have all of our player boards here. Oh my gosh, these are going to be awesome. All right, let's take a look at these. Let's take a look at one of our heroes. I'll go through this hopefully pretty quickly, but then I'll show you some of the other hero cards as well. These are going to be all super awesome. They're all completely different. For example, we got our hit chance up here. His is 15. You have to roll lower, 15 or lower in order to hit. This is a lower roll game. This is the amount of noise your actions are going to do in the dungeon. This is your carry limit. Your carry limit is the amount of items you can carry. Now, it does not count towards what you have equipped, which you can have a body piece, a feet piece, and things in his left and right hands. And these particular icons show what he can carry in those particular hands. These are the action points, your defense and power, and as you can see, these are going to punch out, and then you have your little token in here that'll move these up and down, so you can so it doesn't get bumped around all over the place. It does have starting values for each of you here as you go forward. Now, of course, as you gain experience points, you're going to level up, and as you can see, when you get to 8, you get to level 1, and when you level up, it's so good. Leveling up is amazing in this game. Because not only do you get to have a new ability, all your ability cards can become more powerful. On top of that, you get to heal all the way back to your new starting value. So if you're down to 2 health and you get enough experience to heal, you go all the way to 16, which would be absolutely, or 17, I guess you could say, for level 2. And that just happens. It's pretty awesome. So there's so many different things that happen. On top of that, some of the items and weapons you have are based on your level as well. But when you do level up, your experience then drops back down to 0, and then you'll have to build it back up to get to your next level, and so on and so forth as you go through the game. Down here we have our evade roll, whether or not we're able to evade using 2 action points to evade an attack coming at us. This is just our standard attack value, and this is his weakness. He's weak to this particular element. I believe that's poison. And then this is where we're going to put our Lord event token action. If at the end of each of your turns, if you actually raise that meter all the way to the top, then you're going to probably be flipping this token to show that at the end of your turn, or removing the token to draw a Lord event card. So that is what you see here on this particular character. This is our thief character. We also have an alchemist who is super cool. Now, of course, all these are a little bit different. 14, 2, 2, and then the powers and stuff are going to be different. Now, this person can carry, looks like 1 or 2-handed things in the left hand, but nothing in the right hand, because I'm sure she's going to be using all these alchemical things that she has. Caught in the act. When the hero uses a bomb on an enemy in another dungeon tile, the enemy will focus on them if the result of the throw is 1 to 3. So this person is using bombs and things to attack them. Here is the innate ability that she has, which does look like a throw. She also has evade. She's weak to ice. And this is the Lord event if it's going to activate during combat. Oh, so he doesn't have a Lord event action. It's not going to activate for him because he's so sneaky and stealthy. She can put on these particular things on herself. That's the end of her. Let's move on to the next person. We have Leona. This looks like a ranger. Again, different types of stats, holding different things. Has a little ability down here. weak again to poison. It doesn't look like, again, having a Lord event. Now, this person has a standard attack of 2 because I'm guessing she always has some kind of way of being able to do ranged attacks. Next, we have Jade the Bard. The Bard here also, again, everything a little bit different, but just kind of showing off what the... Oh, a couple weaknesses here. Ooh, look at this one. Lots of Lord event actions. That's no good. We do have a Monk. The Monk is looks pretty awesome. I'm always drawn towards monks in games like this. Now, I believe everybody's experience stuff is pretty much the same across the board, how much you need to get to the next levels. We do have a Wave Warper. This person looks pretty awesome as well. Again, it has been a while since I've played, so I'll have to go through and check out all these cool characters and see which ones I really enjoy. Here we have a Paladin. A Paladin can use pretty much anything it wants, I'm sure, but it's probably real noisy. Look, it's 4 noise. Super noisy. Super noisy. On top of that, here we go. We got a Tactician. I'm going to guess type of fighter type character. Again, a lot of noise moving around on this person, but can carry a lot of things and use probably about any type of weapon and armor it wants to. We have an Assassin. I bet this person is going to do almost no noise. Oh, it does a couple bits of noise there. Again, cool things, and it has everyone. There's a lot of characters that do have special little abilities. We do have an Ice Mage. This is the person that's probably going to use those ice tokens that we saw earlier. We also have a Fire Mage. The Fire Mage, who knows, probably puts down lava eventually. We'll put that one to the side. And then we have a Warrior. Here's our Warrior character as well. Hits on a 13. 5 noise. Is the noisiest character in the dungeon. But it probably can use absolutely everything and has massively powerful weapons and things that it can use. All right, those are all the characters. Now, on top of that, when we have our characters, we also have these cool boards. So you can place them in their board and are able to run everything for it. So you're going to place it right into the board just like this. And then you'll be able to use the board itself, and this is where you're going to track your experience points, or your level, I believe, or maybe it's experience points. I'm not actually sure what that's for. But it does show that you can put your cards down here for all the things you have. And then this is all set to go. When you want to pack it up, you could probably just put it right on top of another one, maybe. Or else you just have to go through each of the different missions, and then once you're done with the mission, everything will reset anyway. I don't believe anything carries over from mission to mission. All right, that's the end of that. Let's see what else we got. We've got these are going to be all the different cubes that we're going to be using on those boards that we saw. These are going to be a bunch of other, this is the D20s. This is a D20 type game. There's only a D20, or only using a D20 in this game. And I have a special set of dice from this. This is the ones from the Kickstarter. If you don't want to use the black and white dice, you can use these cool, almost lava-looking type of dice, which are pretty awesome. Again, we have some more acrylic cubes that we'll be using to track things. We have all of our different cards here. These are these are probably going to be the dividers. I'll bet these are going to be the dividers of them. Yes, here's the card dividers that you can put in there to keep your cards divided. Now, I apologize. I don't know if this is going to hold sleeve cards or not, but we have a lot of cards to go through. Now, I'm probably not going to go through all of them. There might be some campaign type cards in here that I want to show off, but I will go through a lot of the cards. Before we finish that, though, this is the Deluxe edition, so there is a whole bunch of miniatures down here that are really kind of making it tough to get open. All right, here's our amazing miniatures. We have some of this is probably one of the Demon Lord type character at the end. Now, these are fully washed, so they're ready to go. I'm not sure if they would hold paints, but if I decided to paint them, I'd paint them probably with some contrast paints. I think that'd be really cool to go over these, because it kind of already has that, what do they call that shop something version of painting. I apologize. I can't remember what it's right on top of my head, because I normally don't do it. But here is a cool looking character with all the fire going around here by the Fire Mage. Here's the Fire Mage. This must be from one of the expansion boxes that I have. The Stormbound one, because I don't recognize that character. Here's the Monk right here. The Monk looks pretty awesome, ready to do some attacking with his open hands there. We have the fighter guy here, or is this the Paladin? One of the two. I'll have to take a look. Oh, he's got some of the stuff back there. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, those are a lot of the. Oh, here's the Alchemist. The Alchemist got the bomb in the back. Oh no, this is the Bard. This is the Bard. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's amazing. The Bard's got that going on. Oh, here's the Alchemist way up here with the bomb. Holding a bomb. Why not? That'll be the way to get these people. Hold the bomb. Boom. Call her Boom Boom. It's like the Marvel character. All right. So those are the miniatures. Now let's quickly go through some of these cards and check out the expansion. The first set of cards I have here, these are all the risk cards. We have anything from bodies to chests to debris to mist. So for example, if we had to draw a debris card, we just flip it over and do what it says here. I would have found this, a defense scroll. That's fantastic. It would take 2 actions. It's a one-time use. You discard it. It costs 4. It's a defensive scroll, gives you +2 defense. Add defense to all heroes in this tile dungeon. Looks like it can be, it lasts for 3 rounds, which is pretty awesome. So we find that in the debris file. Here's a mist. What do we find here? Fight or flight. So we have an option card. We'd have to deal with everything that's on here. We have to fight some enemies or something. We might find a body. The body might have something on it, or it could be a toxic body. You find a letter with the king's seal on it, which says here, the daughter of my favorite maid is very ill. She needs a potion made from fluids from a venomous spider. Please kill one and return it to my castle. So if we're able to defeat a venomous spider, you can spend 1 action point to pick up its enemy card and count as 2 against your carrying limit. Return the starting tile and exchange it the defeated venomous spider and gain 6 coins. Attach this quest. So you can get a side quest. That's fantastic. Found it on a body. Or the chest's probably going to have something in it. Look, if we found some gold, we found 4 gold. We can sell this for 4 gold. So those are the different risk cards. Now notice how many there are. And you're not going to see all these in one playthrough. I mean, this is all the body cards just right here. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of them here. I think there's like 37 of each of these. So it's 37 each of these, and you're only going to possibly see 5 at the most during a dungeon run, in theory. Maybe a few more based on scenarios or things like that. But that is a lot of cool cards. Now, the next set of cards I have here are reward cards that's showed with this little pack back here. Now, I'll show you a few of the reward cards here. For example, we get a health potion, costs 1, one-time use, heal 5 points of health here. Here's a bow. We found a bow that gives us +1 to our attack, and we also get +2 to poison here. Now, notice up here, this is a level 1 card. So we need to be level 1 in order to use that. Here's a level 2 one, so you'd have to be level 2 to use that, and 3 and 4 and so on and so forth, all the way down to the highest possible ones where you need to be 5th level down here to use this as level 2, I guess. But there are a whole bunch of different cards. So I like the fact that you could find something really powerful but not be able to use it right away, and hold on to it and maybe be able to use it in a future turn or future part of the scenario if you wanted to. The next thing we have are different accessories. They're right here, and they do, let's see, for example, this one I could get an accessory, the Pendant of Wisdom, which is going to give us some defense towards, or resistance towards those particular elements. We could find another one that might have a star fragment. Now these could be, I believe, like they could be from quest rewards. You might get them through different abilities or things of that nature. Though that's kind of be one of the ways you can get that. You can also mine. If you have a pickaxe, you can do some mining. You might find yourself a mysterious ore. It's going to cost 6, it's going to give you 6, what do you call it, or 4, what is it, noise, there you go, noise, but you'll probably be able to gain certain resources and stuff as you go through pickaxes and find all these different types of ores and things, which you can use, I'm sure, to sell to get different items, or maybe it might be part of a quest that you have to do. We also have with us our equipment start cards, or store cards. These are store cards from the equipment deck. Now, for example, we have just a regular sword. We have a regular throwing knife. We have an axe. These are things that our characters could probably buy right off the top because they don't cost a lot of money. They're all level 1 things. These are all like the starting gear kind of what you'd most likely see in a store at the beginning. Some of the starting gear stuff. All right, then we've got our Lord cards, our Lord event cards. These are bad. These are really, really bad. You do not want these. For example, this one, 7. If it number 7, move 1 towards the highest noise. It's going to activate that. 18, move 1 towards the closest hero. So it's going to start activating people. 0 to 25, move 2 towards the hero with the lowest noise. So the Lord is going to start moving around. It even might move some of its minions around and try to get you lots of cool things that this game can do. The next I have are item store cards. These are cards you can buy from the store. Again, we have health potions. We have keys. These are going to open chests for us. We can get some rope that can help. Maybe we can deploy, we can cross, or we can cut. All right, different things we could do. We get pickaxes, like I said earlier, get some pickaxes. There are some spells we could buy, power scrolls and things of that nature. We can get those all from the merchant at the beginning of the game or so. Now, when it tells you to draw a enemy card or a minion card, look how many there are. There's an astronomical amount of these, and each one of these is going to be a little bit different. So here we got a spectral construct, which has a certain health value. I believe this is its resistance, or it could be its oh no, this is its weakness, its particular weakness. And each one we're going to have their own special abilities here. We have a titanium construct. Let's find something a little bit. Oh, here we go. How about a spider? I love spiders. If for those of you that don't know, I hate spiders. I'm deathly afraid of anything with more than 4 legs. It has 4 health. It has a particular attack values. It has some abilities here. And the cool thing about this, as you fight, you're going to line these up in different rows, up to 3 above your hero board, depending on what you're fighting. And then you have to defeat kind of the ones in this row in order to get to this row, in order to get, and those keep kind of dropping down as you fight. Some of these are going to be able to avoid one of the ones and be able to hit you from farther away, and you can maybe hit them from farther away with different items and things you have attached. But there are a whole bunch of different minions, tons and tons of minions. So you'll never see again the same. It will never kind of be a same mission twice. There are different sentinels and different lord cards that are going on. I'm not going to show you any of those because these are kind of the bosses of the dungeon. We also have one ally and an enemy adjustment card, which means you can adjust different things on some of the enemies. You can just lay this card out there for them. We'll put those aside, and that's really about all there is in the core box. Let's dig into the expansion and see what's in there. But before we do that, I was putting the cards back. I forgot to talk about the abilities. Our characters have all these awesome ability cards that we have to talk about. Let's dig into one of our characters' abilities. Just look at them really quick. The Alchemist looked pretty awesome. Let's take a look at some of her ability cards, and then the other ones are going to be very similar. Here are her cards. Actually, I'm probably not going to use her. She's probably a little more advanced than some of these people. Let's try this guy. I'll probably be able to explain this a little bit better. Here's the thief. Okay, look at this. He has deft hand. He can open chests with the dungeon tile without a key, which is fantastic. This is, I believe, the tile it can go to. This is the action points it costs, and this is the level it has. And I can use this once per one per use. Here we have a backstab ability. It's a range of 1-2 action points, and based on the level you are, it's going to do a particular extra amount of damage. Now it gives -2 on a hit and attack one enemy with added power based on the level. If the attack hits, subtract enemy hit chance from all attacks made against this hero until the end of the round. So it'll be harder for this monster to hit people. Now these are all level 1, so I believe you either start with all these or you get to choose which ones you want. And it looks like we have a few backstab cards and a few of these deft hands, and like it does see 1 on hit, +1 on hit, +1 per use. So you're going to have a certain amount of these cards to be able to use them as you go. We have agility, -5 on hit. You can add the power based on the level. If the attack hits, subtract the enemy's hit chance from the attack. So again, really good for being able to not be hit by these people. We have needle strike. Attack 2 adjacent enemies. This one is also, I believe, going to cause confuse. This one could cause the other status ailment, like I think it's going to be, I think it's like stunned or something. And as you go forward, you're going to gain more and more of these. And then you even get these special weapons and items. Replace backstab with backstab plus, or replace deft hands with deft hands plus. So they are going to be able to gain some of these. Now these might be in the, oh wait a minute, maybe I bet, let's see if I look at deft hand. Oh yeah, deft hand plus, got it. Okay, backstab, deft hand plus, got it. Okay, so backstab and deft hand are going to be you're going to get the pluses for these if you have those if you have these going on. All right. So those are just the Thieves cards, and like I said, everybody's got their own awesome set of cards here. For example, here's a Mage Breaking Bind, replace Lonely Wind with Lonely Wind Plus. Oh, these are the special cards. Let's go to the beginning card. The deck, because these are going to be the easiest stuff to hear. So this is like a range 3 attack that's going to do this particular status, costs 2 action points. Subtract defense based on the level from 2 enemies until the end of the round. So she's going to have more of range type attacks because she's kind of a wizardy type character. So pretty awesome. Let's see, we have Frost Mage. The Frost Mage is probably also going to can slow, or, oh, this one gives +3 to resistance, which is pretty awesome. Attack 1 enemy with added power based on level again. Plus it has the ice ability, or the ice. So if you're fighting an ice person, it may do more damage. Here's just our Ranger with precise aim, poison arrow, thrust, illusionary defense. Now I'm sure that some of these are going to be those plus cards. Hail of arrows, death from above, lightning bolt, a luminous thread, a mysterious sash, which is going to give her extra stuff. So all the characters have a whole bunch of cool skills they can gain as they go through the game. And I like the fact that these power up as you go through the game as well. You're going to be able to do more powerful things with them. We have our monk here, which is going to be able to do some hurricane kick, iron will, Fists of, what's this one? Attack 1 enemy based on power level. Fists of Fury, attack 2 adjacent enemies. Hurricane Kick again, which is this the +1. I'm sure there's something up here that gives it +2. The Hurricane Kick, there they are, the Chrome Feet. All right, those are the ability cards for most of the characters. Now let's go check out the expansion. Sorry about that. Before we dig into the actual expansion, let's just quickly look at this. This is going to be the expansion characters from the Stonebound Saga. These are 2 characters here that we can be. It looks like a prophet and also a watchman. Oh, look at that guy. That guy looks pretty cool. Now, I believe the miniatures for these are already found inside the core deluxe box, if you got that, but it does have the standees as well if you wish to use them. And here are going to be the ability cards that go along with these particular characters. We have the prophet here that has, I'm sure it'll be very heal based, apply damage based on enemy level to one enemy. This is going to, so it doesn't really do extra until it gets to 4 and 5. That's interesting. Life, I can restore health based on level to any hero in the dungeon tile. Pretty interesting. All right, oh, because they're level 3 and 4. Maybe just checking that out. So yes, level 1, that makes a lot of sense. Wow, I'm surprised this doesn't do anything until level 4. Well, it's because there's level 4 skill. Good job, Baron. That was awesome. All right, so those are the characters from the actual Stonebound Saga expansion that we have there. Here is the new stuff. This is the stuff from Kingdom Cost. Again, extra rule book that's going to explain a lot of the stuff that's going on in here, and the enemy, or the, and maybe kind of catches you up on a little bit of the story of how it goes. And it also has the, I believe, standalone stuff as well. And on the back of this rulebook, and I believe on the rulebook on the other one as well, just wanted to shout out the fact that not everybody that goes through the process of creating a game can actually see it to fruition. And it does look like a member of the team, I believe it might be the father of the creator of this game, did not make it to see this game possible, but he did do a lot of work to make this happen. So again, apologize, I don't know exactly who that is, but I do know that there was a loss during the production of this game. So that is a very sad event. We also have another, like I said, I think it's an 18-page campaign book, and I believe this leaves off from where the original is. We also have some new tiles that are going to be used in this as well. So we'll quickly dig through a lot of these punch boards. The particular ones we see on here, as we could see, this is going to have some prisoners. We do have a key right here. We do have torches that we're going to be using in this particular campaign, and different incense burners as well, because we're going to be in a cathedral. This right here is an altar, and these are just 3 new tiles we can use for our dungeon. This is going to be the cathedral, or the dungeon, sorry. This is the prison map. There are 3 different kind of themes of this. This is the prison map, and it does already have the tiles kind of put out here as to what you would find in there, and then you use your card to figure out what is going to be in there. Here's the cathedral. The cathedral looks pretty awesome. It looks pretty amazing, actually. I'm pretty excited about the cathedral. Again, it's not dual-sided. Here are the newer classes that we have. We have a peasant and we have the king. Now, I believe this is, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe this might be even the king of the area that the first one took place in, and maybe he becomes the star of this particular one here. But we also have a peasant. This would be interesting. This hero may not equip any weapon until they reach level 2. Wow, this is... Oh, look, this is kind of cool. The experience on this character is completely different from all the other ones, because I might actually try this character. It's going to be completely different from the norm that we've seen on all the other characters. And of course, she, not until level 2 can you use anything. It even says that down here. But it does look like you can kind of use anything it wants to. It's weak to fire. That's pretty good. All right, let's put those aside. Here are some, I think these are going to be tower map boards that you're going to be kind of running up this tower like that. You'll get to the top eventually. Here are all the standees and all the bases you're going to need for this particular one. We'll throw it to the side. Don't let anybody eat that. There is a lot of room in this expansion, so I believe if you sleeved cards, you could spill them over into this one, and I believe they would fit just fine. Okay, now I'm kind of seeing the fact that I think all the cards would fit sleeved, because you can use this expansion box to help hold even more of them. Here are the dividers for those particular cards. We have enhancements, dungeon lords, campaign, and goals. We got guards, acolytes. We have our 2 characters. We have, I believe there's going to be probably more allies we're going to find along the way. We'll quickly look at the cards. We'll start with these. We do have a few more of our risk cards. We also have some goal cards, which are going to be, I believe, for the 3 different types of missions that you can play. These are the goals you can try to do. There's goals for 1 through 10 and goals for 11 through 20, which is kind of awesome. Here's the enchantment. This is kind of the newer part of this expansion. It gives these particular enchantments to our characters. Light My Fire, increase the fire elemental damage applied to enemies, and it lasts for a couple turns. You can place these on your character's Leaf of the Wind. Here on the dungeon tile that contains enemies without initiating combat and are not attacked by an enemy and perform a retreat action. So these are going to be things we can put onto our characters. Now, interestingly enough, we do have the AI. Now, I know I said that these might be allies. That is absolutely fake news. That is not real at all. These are actually the enemies, and these are the AI cards for those particular enemies. For example, we've got a pikeman here. Here's our pikeman's AI card. It says right here, pikeman D, focused, attack, and special. This attack always hits. Not focused, I get -2 health. Special, all heroes 2 or below lose health. So these are going to be different things that the AI is going to do for those particular Sentinel characters, which are found right here. Here are our 3 Sentinel characters. I'm sure they are like the pikemen and stuff. Like we have a priest and a pikeman. I bet the pikeman's in here somewhere. Warden and no pikeman. I don't know where the pikeman is, but he's got some AI cards. Then we have the minion. These are all the new minions in this game. We have there I found the pikeman. I found the pikeman. He's a minion. That's amazing. There's also going to be some acolytes that are going to be used in these. Okay, so the minions get the AI cards. Interesting. I wonder if they're also, and we have prison guards. Maybe there are also some for the sentinels as well. Acolytes, warden. Oh yeah, there are some for them as well. So these are all going to have cool AI cards that are going to interact with our characters. Awesome. Then we have our different skill cards. And here's the peasant. This is the one I was really excited to try out. It can revive a character, but of course loses health trying to do it. Distract. I can distract somebody. I can assist. I can be a hero in training. The hero may now perform this attack even with a weapon equipped, which is 1+. I don't know, maybe I can get +1. Then I get to level 2. I can use Stonebound, or I can be rogue-like. Deluxe influence or dazzling illuminations. You're going to gain some cool things. This, it gets stat increases. This is kind of cool. So you can kind of build your character how you want to. So if you want to have a lot of health, you could, every time they level up, you could just pick 2 health maybe, or you could pick defense or attack, whatever you want to do there. And of course they have their ability, these extra things here, which can fleet of foot or steadfast grip, which means I can use 2-handed weapons maybe. All right, so that's the peasant. Then we have Lux the king. The king is here. The king has reigning advantage. He's got some royal decrees. He's got a rally, call to arms. So I'm guessing it's got to be like a buffing type character. I could be completely wrong about how that character performs, but I'm excited to try this game out again now that it's all done and ready to go. So there you go. That is the Dungeons of Infinity Kingdom cost and the Core Deluxe box. This is the all-in everything bundle. Again, thank you to Sky Kingdom Games for sending this to me so I could unbox this and get this to the table to demonstrate and show what this game has in store. So if you're interested in picking it up, you can check it out. I believe Sky Kingdom Games, probably once they get all their shipments out, will probably have a few copies available for purchase. You can check them out over at Sky Kingdom Game. You can join their Discord and learn more information about it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the unboxing of Dungeons Infinity. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell symbol so you'll know when a playthrough of this new edition comes out. Again, if you're interested in seeing the older edition, Colin and I both did one on this channel, Meet Me at the Table, and Colin was still part of the One Stop Co-op Shop and did it over there at one time. So please go check out those playthroughs. With that being said, what do you think of Dungeons Infinity? Please let me know in the comments section below. I would love to hear from everyone. Also, if you're interested in supporting the channel, you can join the Patreon. It's located in the description of this video as well. Those that join the Patreon are able to help with a couple things. One is they do get to watch all of the playthroughs Colin and I do, usually about a day or 2 early. On top of that, they also get the ability to help us decide how these games come to fruition. For example, playing Dungeons Infinity, I might ask my Patreon supporters which characters they would like to see played in this, so that way they have a chance of being able to affect how the games perform on our channel. It's super, super fun to hear about all the things they help us with in the Patreon. There you go. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the unboxing, and if you're excited to see Dungeons Infinity or anything else Colin and I have coming up, then I need you to meet me at the table.